All right, Mari.
Yes.
Mari, welcome back.
Yes. Thank you for having me back.
So your last talk was so powerful. I think it was one of my favorites I've ever done. Maybe my very favorite, because it wasn't that the story was so great. Your story was similar to a lot of the ones I've done, but the message that you shared at the end was so on target with what I'm trying to do with this channel that it was like the perfect video.
Thank you so much.
In terms of how, even your storytelling skills were amazing. How did you, because there are so many people I've interviewed who have been through similar childhoods.
Yes.
And have ended up addicted to drugs and lost and homeless and just self-destructing worse and worse every day. You've clearly not done that. Something, you have the clarity and the wherewithal to somehow pull yourself out of where you could have gone.
Right.
And get to where you are today. So you're working, you have a job.
Yes.
Your life is together. There's no drugs. There's no nothing.
No drugs. I live on my own. I'm very independent in every sense of the word, and I'm beyond proud of that. I don't have it all the way together for sure. I'm not perfect, and I don't aim to be. I just I'm a huge believer in self-love. I think that, yes, I had an extremely rough childhood, but I believe that when you're a kid and when you're a teenager, adults are responsible for you. But once you become an adult, I fully believe that it is your responsibility to seek knowledge wherever you can find it. Whether, education, I think it's the most crucial thing for people, whether that's school or whether that's, you picking up gems throughout life, because, you're gonna mess up. But the beauty of messing up is that it's teaching you a lesson. So I try my best to, whenever I'm going through hard things or dealing with any kind of bad situation, or if I mess up on something, I always ask myself, well, what did I do something to make the situation go bad? Or, okay, this sucks, but what can I learn from it? And I truly believe with all my heart that there's always something positive you can take from something.
Absolutely. How did you come about? It's a common belief, but how did you come to forgiveness as the answer to your situation? I know you saw a therapist.
I can remember as a kid.
Are you religious?
I'm not super religious, but I do feel like I have a strong connection to God.
Yeah, see, I'm not religious at all, but there's nobody that believes in forgiveness more than I do.
Yeah, like there's a lot of things in the Bible that I have questions for, so that's why I can't say that I'm beyond religious. All I know is that I believe in my heart that there's something bigger than me that is that's been there for me this entire time, because I really feel like we all need to either believe in something or have faith in something, or hope in something better, and whether that's God for you or whether that's someone else that you idolize, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, search for your hope, search for your faith, so search for something that you believe in. Like you said, you believe in forgiveness, and if you believe in that, you'll start searching for it.
Yeah, it's really just, I think forgiveness is, it came from my belief in my appetite for learning.
Yes.
Like you and I talked about that. Yeah, learning is just, I think we never stop learning. And
For sure.
By really kind of trying to figure out situations and relationships and things like that, you learn that forgiveness is really the solution.
Oh, definitely.
To everything.
I absolutely believe in that because
literally everything.
Okay, so when I was a kid, you know, I always wanted an adult to kind of like save me, I guess, in a sense, or someone to guide me, give me guidance. I crave knowledge, you know, and every time I have something, I don't know, for example, I used to have really massive anger issues. And, you know, I didn't have anybody around me that would teach me how to work on my anger. So, you know, I started asking myself, okay, well, what's making you angry? Let's write that down. And what's the opposite of this? You know, how can we fix this? Let's do some research, you know? Now you have your phone, you know, you have your computer, you can Google everything. Like
so easy to learn now.
Yes. So if you have a question about yourself, whether that's anger issues, whether that's depression, anxiety, PTSD, even how to be more, I don't know, like how to keep your house together, how to you know, have things organized. You can research all those things, you know, and I come from a place where a lot of the adults failed me growing up, and I think that I just one day really looked at myself and I said, okay, no one around you seems to help you. And now you're old enough to help yourself. So let's figure that out, you know?
Yeah, it's like you're taking responsibility for yourself.
Yes.
Like a lot of these people that I interview are victims and oh, poor me. And they don't see anybody. They're looking for somebody to come save them. And even if that happened, I've kind of inserted myself as I'm going to save you. I'm going to give you everything you need, the education, the housing, the transportation, everything you need so you can get your life straight. They still mess it up.
Yes.
They reject it or they they don't want to succeed.
Yes.
They don't want to take responsibility for their own lives and do the work. But you somehow seem to, at some point, took responsibility for your happiness.
Yes, because I realized that you're responsible for the outcome of your life. You hold that power. You can't control the outside world. You have no control over that. So I told myself, okay, try to let that stress go because you can't control what people say or do. So, but you can control this. You can control your mind. Make whatever it is that you truly want in your mind, try to make that the world you surround yourself with, you know? Like if you want to be more positive, surround yourself by positive people. If you want to, achieve any goal, again, research, you know? I can't stress that enough. Just, and self-awareness. Self-awareness. It's going to get ugly for sure because you have to ask yourself, okay, I went through this trauma, but I'm not going through the trauma anymore. Yes, I'm struggling with PTSD and anxiety, but how am I contributing to my own misery? And that's a hard question to ask yourself because you know, you're not being consistent. You're not being responsible. I was drinking a lot, you know, just to get away from all the craziness. And that just caused me more drama. That definitely, struggling financially because instead of saving my money, I'm out spending it on, I don't know, going out and having a good time, which there's nothing wrong with having a good time here and there. But if your life's not on track, it's your fault it's not on track, because it's selfish to ask someone else to take care of you when you're an adult. You can ask for help, yes. There's the difference. Sometimes you can't do everything by yourself. So it's okay to ask for help. But if you're just asking someone, can you please do for me, but you're not doing for yourself, you're not making that effort to work on your betterment daily, no matter what kind of effort people try to give you, it's not going to go anywhere, because the work needs to start in here.
You're a big fan of therapy?
Oh, huge fan of therapy. Oh man, therapy, I truly believe saved my life.
How old were you when you started?
21.
Oh, 21.
21, yeah.
And how many years did you?
Maybe like six years.
How often would you go?
I would go every week.
Just once a week?
And I went once a week, and then they would offer like group therapies, and I will sign up for everything. It's so hard. Again, it's not going to be easy. But you have to get uncomfortable in order to overcome those things. It's this wall you have in front of you. For example, I remember we had like an art therapy group, and they asked to draw what we were feeling, and I can't draw to save my life, first of all, but I tried. I drew a person holding some what seemed like bars, like in a jail, and looking forward, and looking sad. And behind the person was a door. By first glance, you think that the person is in prison, right? Or their own personal prison, I should say. But you don't realize that there's a door behind you the entire time. And if you only believe in yourself enough, you'll notice the door. And that's what I feel like therapy is like. You gotta get rid of those bars, man, and you'll only be able to do that when you confront what you're most afraid of. Whether I was afraid of being embarrassed, of the shame, of that's the biggest thing. It's just being ashamed and being embarrassed, because when you first start, you think that everything was your fault, and it's not. And it's okay to say it's not your fault. And talk about it. The more you talk about things, the lighter you'll feel.
Getting it off your chest.
For sure.
Getting it out of the closet.
Definitely. Because if you...
It gives it power when you keep it.
Yeah, if you continue to hold things in, you're carrying all this weight, and eventually, it's like if you're carrying a bunch of things and you're walking and you're still carrying it and you're still carrying it, there's no place but down, because it's getting heavier. And unless you do the work for yourself, at some point your face is going to hit the pavement. And you got to love yourself more than that.
Have you always been, you're a very positive person. Have you always been positive?
Oh, no.
No?
No. I had a moment where, like I said, hurt people.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, like I was very violent. In that 5-year relationship, I was also verbally abusive. You know, I had anger issues, and I had zero patience. Like, you can say anything and I would snap, you know? And I was always like, I'm not doing that because this is gonna go bad. I'm not doing that because this is gonna go bad. And it's almost like you're living your life in defense mode. But it worked for me when I was a kid when I needed it. I no longer need that. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how I got to the point where I saw that I didn't need to be on defense mode anymore. But I'm glad I found it.
Yeah. There's a quote, I think it's Abraham Lincoln, said people are only as happy as they want to be.
Yeah, it's a choice. It's a choice. You should.
I see that very clearly. From doing this channel, I've learned, like, you read the comments and you'll see some people just want to, criticize and judge and be miserable and share their misery and make everyone else around them miserable. And then other people are very kind of supportive and helpful and giving hope and all kinds of different support, encouragement. And it's very clear, like, some of these people want to be miserable, and that's not going to change because they're hell-bent on being miserable. And other people are just very positive and they're going to stay that way. And there's not much you can do to change the direction that these people are going in. Yeah. So it's like some people want to be happy and other people want to be miserable.
Yeah.
And there's not much you can do about that.
I think
avoid them.
I think it's well, for me, when I hear other people tell their stories, or when I hear negative criticism about me, I try my best to be open-minded. I always try to put myself in somebody else's shoes.
Yeah,
because, for example, like, you can be at a store and someone bumps into you, right? And your first reaction could be, watch where you're going, And that person can go off on you. You don't know. But be mindful that what if they just lost someone? What if they're thinking about, how in the world am I going to pay my rent this month? Or, damn it, I really hate my job. Or, my kid is sick and I have no idea how I'm going to, get their medicine because it's so expensive.
Yeah. There's a million forms of stress.
Yes. And my point is, you don't know what other people are going through. So I try to remind myself of that so I can stay open-minded and so I can lead with compassion. That's the biggest thing I work on every day is compassion, is kindness, and open-mindedness. I just feel like when I was a kid, I needed an adult so badly that now that I am an adult, I want to be that adult that I needed so badly. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what we need to do,
Yeah, back to what you were just saying about other people and interactions.
Yes.
If people understood how so many people are operating out of fear and shame.
Yes.
And if you just understand that maybe that's why they're behaving the way they are.
For sure.
You'll see things so much more clearly.
You'll have a little bit more patience.
Yeah, you don't need to know the exact facts and details.
Yeah.
You just have to know that maybe they're going through something they're just so afraid of or ashamed of or something like that, that makes them behave in this crazy way.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You have a lot of courage. You've overcome a lot, and your attitude is so great.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
What do you think is the key to that? I mean, is it just your thirst for knowledge?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that
It's really about common sense, because if you
I feel like like I said, I feel like my education was robbed from me when I was a kid. So again, you don't have control over those things when you're younger.
your education's on your phone now.
Yeah, I research everything, and then I listen to things that motivate me, things that inspire me. You gotta be mindful of what you feed your mind. If you continue to watch negative things, what do you think your mind is going to be filled of? If you watch positive things, positive stories, things that people that are that overcame crazy things, remind yourself that if they're human, if they can do it, you can do it too. And if you don't have a role model or a friend or a sibling that's positive in your life, search for one.
What's the most important lesson you've learned in your life? You've learned a lot, so.
To love yourself.
Yeah.
Love yourself. We are our own worst critic. And just learn how to be compassionate with yourself. No one knows your needs more than you do, and pay attention to that. And your mental health, I feel like, is the number one most important thing.
Absolutely.
And you have to daily nurture that, take care of that, and take the time to do that. Loving yourself will change everything. I promise.
All right. Mari, thank you so much for coming back.
Thank you.
And your first talk and this talk are both so interesting to me.
Thank you so much.
You're amazing.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll give you a hug again.
Yes. Thank you so much.
I love listening to you talk.
Yeah.
Everything you say is so